Let's go.
Wednesday afternoons.
You know, you're not going to get many away supporters at many of the games for obvious reasons, because it means you've got to take a flight just to get there. So football in this country and other sports, but particularly football, is very tribal and sometimes not so good because, you know, you can get a lot of, not so much hooliganism now. I think that's been well dealt with over the years, but you know, you can get some pretty unsavoury suggestions to the ref or the linesman or lineswoman nowadays what they might like to do with their flag, and you know, not from me, I hasten to add, or my buddies and all the rest of it. But you do get that, and you get some wisecrackers. You get quite a lot of humour as banter in the crowd as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great experience going to a football match, and as I say, I've been following Crystal Palace for years, really, with a season ticket, home and away. I don't go to every away game, but I do go to some. But it was great. And so to come away with 3 points, because Palace haven't had a great start to the season, but now just over the halfway point, I think we're getting enough points that we should be quite safe and probably, again, finish mid-table at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. And to see the joy etched into the face of, I mean, one of our goal scorers is JP, he's a Frenchman, Jean-Philippe Mateta. And actually, one of the songs, you may or may not, you probably have heard, one of my songs from a recent album was called Fantastic. And he absolutely inspired that song because when he's got a very nice French accent, the way he speaks English, but when he's interviewed after a game, he's asked about his goal or whatever, and he'll say, it was fantastic. He puts this great emphasis on fantastic. And I sort of try to build that into my song, Fantastic. But yeah, the joy etched in his face last night. I mean, at one point, I don't know whether you watched Match of the Day, but at one point, when he scored, he goes right up to the television camera and opens his mouth so wide, and the expression of elation is quite something to behold. So yeah, it was a good experience, and it's always good seeing these stadiums, how other clubs get on, you know, and seeing players. I mean, Leicester won the Premier League in 2016, including Jamie Vardy, who was playing last night. I think it's his last season before he retires. But he created some records back in 2016 by scoring in so many consecutive matches. It was like 12 or 13, which had never been done before in the Premier League. So it's good to see some of these players and these grounds. There's some great grounds around the country. And it makes frankly, a great day out, usually at the weekend.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get back pretty late, as we did last night. But it's a great experience. And yeah, I think on balance, if I'm strictly honest, I think a draw would have been a fairer result last night.
Right.
But inevitably, as a Palace fan, I'm well pleased that we got the 3 points.
Ah.
And incidentally, one thing I must say here, Cuz, I almost forgot this, that the league table now shows, and they say a league table is always pretty accurate as to where you should be. Now, last night we went in front of a certain team in the table. We went up to 14th, and I wonder if you can guess who is currently 15th.
Manchester United.
Man United. Palace have gone above Man, but your hope still is that tonight Man United play at home to Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
Now, Southampton are, I mean, I like Southampton. I always go to the away games for Palace there.
Yeah.
And it's a shame if they do go down. I mean, in fact, both Southampton and Leicester, the current bottom two, only came up at the end of last season, having gone down previously. So it's getting more to the case, football-wise, in the Premier League, that the three teams that come up then get relegated, because it's becoming the gap is becoming a bit wider between the Championship perhaps and the Premier League. Yeah. In fact, last season, the teams that went down had come up the season before, or that season. And it looks like the same thing could possibly happen this time. The other team that came up with Ipswich, who are not doing too badly in some respects, but they're still fairly low down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Palace, I just say it once more for the listeners and the viewers, Palace are currently above Manchester United in the Premier League. Now, what have you got to say to that, Cuz?
I say not for long.
Well, you're probably right, but we're there at the moment.
Well, yeah, this is it. Manchester United actually surprised us, didn't they? When they played Arsenal.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that game. Yeah, I actually saw a different Manchester United side. At some point, when they scored the first goal, because Manchester United scored first, I thought they're still going to lose. But then, funny enough, when Arsenal equalized, I thought, I think Manchester United is going to win this for some strange reason. I mean, when we were up, I didn't think we were going to win it. But then when they scored, mind you, when they scored, we were 10 men down. I mean, we were one man down, not 10 men down.
Yeah, someone was sent off.
Yeah.
Dalio, wasn't it? Dalio was sent off.
Yeah, Dalio, yeah. And I thought Manchester United is going to want to prove something here, just for being a man down, a man short, and they went and did it by taking the game to penalties, which, I mean, the old Manchester United would have crumbled, at most in the second half. They would have considered another goal, which would have meant being up. But mind you, defending champions, Manchester United of the FA Cup. So I don't really know what's happening with the players. I don't really understand what is going on in the the camp or whatever you call it. I mean, it's like hot and cold, aren't they? 1 minute they're playing, next minute. I mean, they play big teams and they perform well. Remember when they played Manchester City? They won. Yeah. And then they played Liverpool, and then they drew.
Yeah.
And then they played Arsenal, and now they, but as soon as they play the smaller teams, they crumble. So I don't get it. Is it the mentality? What is going on there?
Soft family and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.